Okay, team. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Can't wait to get this week over, to be honest. It's been a bit of a drag for price action this week. So let's just see what we get at the moment. More of the same. All right. So what are we seeing? Well, we've been boxed in, and every look above sort of the 85s or into the 85s on SPY has been sold into. All right, so I wouldn't normally care about this, but I know the gamma levels, like I keep talking about up there, have been massive. So I'll be watching to see if we get over 85 and base over 85, because if we do that, we go into positive gamma and maybe there's a squeeze on the SPY and that might drag the market up with us. But until that point, we keep trading back inside. If we look at the Qs, we have relative weakness. All right, so you can see versus, let me just pull this down for you. You can see versus the SPY, we are failing to break out above these levels and fill. We have an old gap up here, all right, an RTH gap that we have not come up and filled. We haven't tested any of this true supply up here. So relative weakness. And you can see we're just in this slow uptrend. All right, it was steep and it's just slowed right down. Okay, but we're still technically bullish. I'm cautiously bullish. Let's just put it that way. I'm cautiously bullish. Like I've been talking about, I'm much more bullish if we can come down and hold a higher low there. So I want to be very, very cautious. We have 1 week, 2 week of a balance range. This week in a balance range. This is your area. Until they reclaim that, then for me, it's just a poor location to be buying from. Down here is where I'm interested long term. And you can see the volume still low, but we still drift higher. And I'm going to get into that because I spent a bit of time looking at the charts yesterday to just go through that cumulative delta. Okay, can you guys see everything here? Oh, sorry, folks, it's not what I wanted to do. Make this bigger for you guys. There you go. All right, hourlies. We can still see that hourlies are holding higher lows and we keep holding these pivots. Okay, so if we zoom out, this edge of previous week value and this old balance range, 2 weeks balance range, we keep absorbing on it. Okay, so this pin high, all right, became a key level over under. We came over it, we drifted under it on Tuesday, absorbed, closed back over it, came back to it against Wednesday. Double bottom, reabsorbed, went over it, came back to the same level yesterday, reabsorbed, back over it, and we're making this higher low here. All right, that's the channel right now. It's not pretty. It's starting to get tighter and tighter. All right, if you want to think about this as a range, if we think about from, where's Monday's close? Okay, Monday's close. That's your sort of range on Tuesday. That's the range into Wednesday. That's the range into Thursday, and we've had a failed breakout, and that's the range. You can see we're getting tighter. We really need to see reclaims up here and holds above to be bullish. You can see look above fail, 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 look below fail, look below fail, look below fail. All right, you're kind of just doing a dance, I'd say effectively from sort of 675 and no acceptance under 500. So that's your dance. That dance might be tighter today. It might be down to 589. So you might be in a 100 to 90 point range until the market proves otherwise. I want to move up into here because I want to talk about this cumulative delta because it actually gave some clues yesterday and I was a bit sloppy in looking for it. But if we see, drag this up, right? Delta did nothing yesterday other than drift higher. All right, all we did was make higher highs and higher lows, which means on the tape, all right, there was no aggressive selling. It's just aggressive buying, maybe the odd bit of passive selling, but actually no aggression. So when we're making these moves here of lower lows, we're making higher highs on Delta. We make another lower low here, we're making higher highs on Delta. That means that there's no selling in here, folks. There's no aggressive selling in here, and it's worth noting because until we see aggressive selling, and probably until we break down that 500 level, I don't think this market's going to do anything other than rotate, unless we obviously close above this block here and start driving higher, which is possible. So even this morning in that flush, I mean, They're doing these same games every day at the moment. It's a pre-market flush, which is being absorbed. And you can see Delta's come back in and we're all the way back up. Now, whether today is different, whether they've done this trap 4 days in a row and on the 5th day they let it go, I don't know. But that's what we're seeing at the moment. So we're going to respect what we're seeing because there's not much else we can do. We're opening up in no man's land right now. If we think about what we did yesterday, is the death chop that we talked about all day. We are holding previous day's value area low. We haven't even got there. We've tested previous day's point of control. We've reclaimed previous day's value area high. We drifted higher, came back, held it, and we're now into no man's land. Fantastic. I mean, absolutely nothing we can do. Just bouncing off previous day's value, which is very tight. If we think about the value yesterday, the low was 560, the high was 620. I mean, there's no range there, folks. There's literally nothing there to do. That's about as big as a normal stop right now. So just be aware of that. All right, moving into lower time frame, you can see even more clear here. So this is yesterday's mess, the same kind of area as all week. All we're doing is coming back and back testing it and holding it. So I would say shorts will need to defend 690, 700. It's as simple as that, all right? If shorts don't defend that for a retest of this, all right, and the retest of this, bulls will want to defend this to go back up. If shorts don't defend this and we get back, start chewing back through all of this, right? If shorts don't defend this level and we get back through and we do this, then we're probably bullish for a breakout over 650, 757 to 830s. All right, so just be aware of that. It's not a very pretty tape right now. It's probably the best way of putting it. Like I said, it is worth watching ES and the spiders. ES coming right back to that same point. All right, it's the same dance. We swept this low. We've held this pivot. All right, and we're coming back to this same level. I'm not really going to even try a short here. I'm going to be honest. This market's showing me that all it wants to do is run traps. And until we're out of a trappy market on a Friday, it's the last thing I want to do is get caught on a trap. As I reminded you at the beginning of the show, where's my spiders? 85, which we're at now. All right, mark out 85, mark out 82, mark out 80. Those are your big gamma levels. All right, those are the big options levels. I wouldn't normally care, but apparently this market only cares about options right now. So you can see we can't get a close under 82. All right, 82 keeps absorbing. All right, so that is your put wall. Underneath there was another one at 80 where I've got it marked out in blue, so we can move this up. Right, this 82's basically here. Yeah, and let's get rid of these. And your cool wall right now is 85. So if they get above 85, potential squeeze. But every time we've come up towards 85, failed, 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 and we're there again. All right, so that is your cool wall. Is sat at 85 right now. All right, so I'd be using these as over-under levels for rotations. And the SPY would probably help you. The reason I'm saying the SPY is because it's the most traded instrument for options is the SPY. All right, let's have a look at the MAG. Apple, slight gap down, but I mean, really, this is about as no trade zone as you get. Drift down yesterday. There's your pocket, and we're opening up basically flatten it. So not a great start there, folks, I'm afraid. Amazon, a big flush yesterday, ground back up. It's trying to hold a pivot here. This is your box, right? These lows, if it gets through that up here. So Amazon, again, probably just rotation until it proves otherwise right now. And opening up a slight gap up, but not much. Goog, trying to find a bounce. So there's the flush on Thursday. Grind, 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 grind. God, that looks like the market, doesn't it? And we're coming right back up to this pivot, right, where we failed from. So it all depends. Does Goog sell 320 or not? So you could set a price alert there, 320s, 320, 60s. Does it sell it or not? That would be my question this morning. Meta tried to come out with some more positive news this morning after this yesterday. All this was yesterday is them saying, hey, we're going to stop working on our stupid metaverse. We've wasted money on it. And go figure. The market liked that because they were like, thank God they're going to stop spending. But it didn't like it that much because we haven't done much with it. So again, Meta not really moving. Microsoft, there's your gap up on Microsoft. So that's probably one of the better looking charts that I've seen this morning. But again, we're still pinned in. All right. pinned in from Wednesday's range. Thursday traded inside Wednesday. Friday still opening up inside Wednesday. All right, we're still pinned in. Nothing here. Nvidia, all right. Pre-market gap up. We've already closed the gap. So Nvidia still kind of pinned in. All right. We have to see whether it can hold the top side of the range, but it's still pinned in a bigger range here. This is the weekly range. What's that? Tuesday's high, yeah. Still pinned in. And Tesla. Okay, a bit of weakness here to start the day on Tesla, but overall it's been in a big old squeeze, hasn't it? So if we look at Tesla, it's done a fantastic job this week. It's probably one of the better stocks this week. From Monday, Tuesday low, if we think about weekly model, Monday, Tuesday, and all we've done is breakout. Really nice. Question is for Tesla now, does it backstop into here? All right, is it going to retest that, or is this too much too soon? And if we start losing 46s and 45s, there's potential for a move back down into here. So if this was nothing more than a big gamma squeeze, there's potential for that move back down into the 30s. Just want to have a quick look at Oracle, because that did find a bid the last few days. Yeah, we have seen, I would say this week, we have seen some rotation into some other names again. So some of the more squeezy type names, remember Oracle has been absolutely slammed. They found a bid and they're starting to drift up. How we act here becomes key, so I'll be keeping one eye on that. The names yesterday which started to go were all those sort of chip names. So your IREN, you can see started to find a big squeeze. IONQ did the same. Look at that ginormous squeeze yesterday, right? Gamma squeeze yesterday. MVTS was the same. So we have seen rotations into some of these shorts, probably getting a bit caught in some of these. RGTI was the same, right? This probably added fuel to the fire. So, you know, we'll have those on a side monitor today, just to see if they actually intend in like really shoving these up, or if that was nothing more than a big squeeze out, short squeeze out, and we come back down. And if that happens, my question is the likes of Nvidia, AMD, INTC, etc., going to follow suit? And then does that mean we see weakness in everyone related, basically all of the mag outside of Apple? I don't know, folks, but it's just something, as I was going through the charts last night, seeing what's actually going on in this market, it's something that I observed, so it's worth saying. Okay, we're about to open up here. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I haven't had a chance to go through all the good mornings, but thank you for joining again. Nice and cautious today, as we always talk about. Nice and slow this morning. You can see we're doing the same game that we've done every single day with a slam pre-market, and we're just bidding all the way back up. There is not a lot to do with this, folks. This is, for me, this is, as I've talked about yesterday and extensively on Twitter, this feels like just an options dealer's market, just the hedge continually taking place. I wouldn't want to be trying to short against this. We've had enough opportunities for shorts to take control, and they failed to take control, and that is the truth of the matter. So we're opening up, squeezing up. Delta looks strong. Everything drifting higher right now. All of the mag currently green other than Apple, and it's about to go red to green. So big old squeeze out to start the day. So again, that pre-market flush, nothing more than a trap by the looks of it. And through previous day high we go, and this thing is off to the races. I mean, it's quite ridiculous, isn't it, that they're getting away with this same move every morning this week, but they are. So through previous day high, you've got Globex high above you. Right, this is where we got pinned. SPY absolutely ripping straight through 685. It's currently at 686.28. This thing is absolutely ripping right now. Squeeze is on here, and we're probably just going to gun for this next box. And again, there is no entry unless you played pre-market down here. This thing's in a hurry now to get to sort of 830s by the looks of it. And we're just going to have to let this thing settle down. That's a big move off the open. 100 points in the first, I don't know, 90 seconds. I just want to let it settle here. All of the mag nicely green. Let's see if there's a pullback to get involved with now that we're starting to break out. So if they're going to hold this as potentially blue now, is there a pullback that holds, or do they just wash this whole thing out after taking out overnight high? This is the danger right now. It moves so quick, so violently without any structure. Got long from the bottom with 1 micro. Nice, one tone. Yeah, I mean, it was the same pre-market trap. The long was here. As soon as we reclaimed value and PDC, that was your long, but I can't join up here. So I need to see now if they pull back and hold. The problem is they've just taken out a low-hanging fruit. So on the opening drive, they've taken out a low-hanging fruit. So I'll be waiting to see now. Can we get rid of that? There we go. Can we pull back and hold price above sort of that Asia high, or even into this blue box, and see what they do with it once we get there? Currently holding right now. We're not even 5 minutes into the day, 2 minutes in, so I want to give this a bit of time to shake out. This is an exuberant market that's doing nothing but driving higher right now. Still think this wants to move higher. Come on, Ninja, can I move my charts? Can we move some of these lines around? No. Struggling to get through here at 70s. It should just squeeze through at this point. It's done all the hard work, to be quite honest. We should just go for a scream. And it's struggling at the moment. It's held that pullback into Globex. It should just go for a scream up here, unless it wants to really rebalance. Again, I'm not in anything, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing right now. Was about to enter at previous day value high and missed it. Now I've heard all the ICT traders on social about the power of 3 sweet buy fib. Yeah. I mean, all we did is the same thing we've done all week, right? We came under value, we closed the gap, held previous day point of control. It's just the same levels as yesterday where we found a bid, right? Just found a bid, and off to the races we go. And the key thing for me is spies over that 85. I will be waiting here for a pullback to see what we do. If we don't hold it, then maybe we flush back into the range. But my opinion right now is we're showing that there's no strong selling. The market just wants to squeeze higher. It's successfully done it this morning. I don't want to buy the high. It might be a day where I just miss the trade, and that's also okay on a Friday. If it doesn't want to play ball, if it wants to be a bugger, it can be a bugger. I don't care. Be a bugger all you want, market. I'm definitely not going to be trapped. I had a go at the short yesterday and cut it break even in the afternoon. And once I reviewed that trade later in the day and saw the delta, I just thought, why? Why did you even bother? Why did you even bother, Alex? Nice, Rich. Yeah, nice work, Richard. You should be at payout now, I think. I did message you yesterday. Make sure you DM me about Apex. I will pick that up with them direct for you and make sure you get paid out, buddy. It's one of the advantages in having a mentor which has a good relationship with them. So definitely send me all the details. I will get that sorted for you. Or I will at the very least, get them to get in touch with you. At the very least. Okay, starting to see this come back to reprice. So we have some imbalances here. One here at 50, one at 40, one at 72, and then one all the way down at 700. So let's see. Definitely left a little bit of volume trapped up here. I'm going to put this on here. Okay, I want to see if we can drift down into this blue box and if we find a bid there. Apple, by the way, is selling, and Nvidia is gone green to red. Just worth noting, we have just taken out all the low-hanging fruit. The only thing left to aim for now are these stops up here. We have just taken out a ton of low-hanging fruit, which is what I don't want to be long at the high of day. What I'm going to need to see is some form of bear trap. Something like this, all right, for me to risk off to get involved in. because I don't want to just long here and get caught in one nasty flush, because remember, this was straight up. We have no volume in here, no structure. So I need to see some form of trap if I'm going to join him. Not in a hurry, not in a rush. It's been a decent week on what I would say is a fairly tricky rotational week. I'm not in a hurry to give back my money to this market on a Friday. It's already reclaimed there. We are stuck inside that volume again, though. This level here starting to develop. All right, so we're building out volume here right now. Can you get deleted? Yeah. I don't think that's a strong high, so I think there's a good chance we will break out and make a new high here. But we'll just have to see. Here we go. Failed to break out, or did they just take the high? Oh, they did just take the high there, in actual fact. Still liquidity up at 90. I'd be careful because we're trading inside this like developing profile. And they did just take that high there without too much of a shove up. They should be shoving this up right now. They've got the ability to do it. If there's a passive seller here, that could get caught in a bit of a wash. So they got stuck there again. They've had 2 attempts. Delta still pretty good. Where do they keep getting stuck? 75, some interesting level. No breakout there on the spiders. Sorry, I'm just watching across the board here. If you see me rolling my head around, I'm just looking to try and see what's going on. Apple's trying to find a bid. Nvidia's trying to find a bid. Feels very dangerous up here right now. Feel like they want to squeeze, but there's a passive seller up here at 80 and 90, so they keep getting stuck. There you go, stuck there again. Do they leave this volume trapped and come all the way back down? I mean, they could. They absolutely could. Holding the edge of that range. What's that range there? 42s is the edge of value for the day. If they lose value for the day, this could get very nasty very quickly, I'd say, so just be careful. Is that previous day high? Yeah, testing previous day high here. Be careful. Be careful. They're losing it. They're starting to lose a bid here. They need to come in now, otherwise they're going to get caught, all these bulls at the top. So they're retesting value and they're losing that bid up there. They might be in trouble here, these bulls. We're about to find out, I think. Nvidia selling, by the way, folks. So that's dragging the market. And those high gamma names are also selling. The ones we talked about pre-market, they are also selling here. There you go, all the way back down to VWAP here. So leaving that volume trapped, back down to VWAP. Do they catch a bid here? If not, the same thing will keep applying. Rinse, repeat. And we can go right back into the range. It'll be a failed breakout right back into the range. And there'll be, well, absolutely nothing we can do with it if we do that, to be quite honest. God, what a terrible, boring market. Not really offering a reshort, not offering a long, not offering anything. Yeah, Nvidia might drag the market down, but we're not seeing a roll with the rest of the market. So it's just one of those where it's like a, what are you going to do with this? There's no retest here. We've left, we poked. We did do a failed breakout. We poked, and we're coming back down to what can still be bid off. It's just really ugly, folks. It's really, really ugly. And like, maybe they sell this whole thing off, but you're not going to catch me trying to force a way in. Tape has gone heavy, but there's been no retrace to sell into. Delta's very heavy. There's just no retrace, though. There's nothing to sell into. It's a lack of structure, and that's what we're seeing in this market. One side to the other side with no structure. Back to that New York Open. If we flush New York Open, maybe there's a short, but it's very risky to get short under here at that point, because you'd have to risk all the way back up to 750s. We've not retested this level up here. We've not done this drive up here, and this can still hold this blue box. It's not like we've done this to sell, all right? All we've done is chop, chop, chop. Oh, we flushed down to reprice. How we act up here is what's going to be important, and we're not really doing much to get up there right now, so let's see. And if they reclaim it, like I said, that would be the sort of bear trap, which could potentially be interesting, but stuck at VWAP now, not retesting that high yet. Stuck at VWAP again. Starting to see some follow through here. It just feels like no man's land to me, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. It feels like the last few days. We haven't retested this volume. We're stuck at the edge of this blue box. They can hold this if they want. I'm interested if we see some follow through on the tape, but you know, we've had the chance to set a lower high there and reject 19s. It just depends whether they actually want to do that or not. I lack any conviction that they're actually going to do that right now. Because VIX is trying to find a bid, but it's not through that 15-19 level. So I don't have any conviction here for a move lower at this point. And we're still above that New York Open. We've just repriced the squeeze. And if they want to go all the way back up, they will go all the way back up. That's what they've done the last few days. Here you go. So they're starting to go all the way back. There's literally nothing to do with this market. This is screaming, leave it the fuck alone. Honestly, that's what this market's screaming right now. It's telling you. It's unfortunate, but that's what this market's screaming. It's just a trap. Yeah, I feel the same, Coop. I'm watching this just like, what's the point? You want to understand what this is? Flush, rebid, huge squeeze, reprice. Now you're in no man's land. What are you going to do with this? We're still holding blue box. We haven't retested this. There's no short. And if we come all the way up there, you've got to say that's a re-squeeze with a higher low, haven't you? Like, what the fuck are you going to do, man? What are you going to do with it? This is their game right now. All the way back up you go. So testing this volume at the high. Now, if you don't react there, then you're going to slice right through it. And I'm not convinced higher days in. So this is why I just, at the moment, it's just a leave alone. And again, I just think this is options dealers. I don't think this is anything else. And that worries me when you've got a market where it's just being dictated by options. If you look at that last flush down on SPY, did we ever get back into 85? No, we held above 85. So they've just moved gamma up from 80 to 82 to 85. And that's the play. So now really it's about, do you lose this? Can I get this on? It's about this, right? That's all that matters. How do we act into that? That's your game. If you want to know the game being played, that's the game. And I don't think necessarily the high's in right now. I just think this is... it's just going to keep rotating, folks. That's what this market wants to do. I don't care that the options volume today is small. What I care about is that they've moved gamma up and we're above it. That's all that matters. The volume all week has been small and they've just moved it up, right? So the volume's tiny this week. We went over that right at the beginning. If you look at the volume this week, no, there's no players. Like, it's like there's no one here. Look, we went over it. It's declining volume on an uprising move. This is bad. It's a bad, bad look. It's what we talked about right at the start of the day. But yeah, there's nothing we can do with this, folks. I'm sorry. I can't make the market move properly. We've talked about it all week. If we're not going to get PA, we're not going to get PA. It is what it is. I'm feeling the same. I'm getting ready to go back to bed and shut the stream down because I'm not going to watch this on a Friday. If this is what we're going to do, it'll be another no trade day. I think I had one scalp yesterday, one break even, and nothing today. And I will, like I've said it in Discord, I will do this all month. If they want to play these stupid games, then they can do it. I am not going to participate. They can do this as long as they want. I've got fuck all interest in playing stupid games where they're doing this move pre-market every day. Slam down, squeeze up, slam down, squeeze up, you know, with no structure. Look at this shit, man. Every fucking day they are doing this same thing. This is not structure. Slam down, squeeze up, slam down, squeeze up, slam down, squeeze up, grind, 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 slam down, squeeze up. We're probably going to see the same thing. It has literally been carbon copy every day this week. Every single day this week we've had a carbon copy. Yeah, 10 o'clock can move it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Just so bored of this shit, man. Is anyone else like really bored of it? Like, I'm so bored. Just look at these moves. Back for the highs then. What's the fucking... What is the point anymore? What is the point in this market in December? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. goes. So held New York open, squeeze all the way back up. Probably break out now after doing some absolute stupidity. I just got no interest now. Like, I know we should now come up here, but I've just lost interest in the market. It's put me off so much the last few days by doing these. It's like, what are we going to do now? Join here? Like, you're going to join against that? No. You giving much structure here? No. Is it going to come up here? Yeah. But all they wanted was 685 SPY. That's all this was about. This whole thing was about 685 SPY. That's all it was about. It's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. Can't stop coughing. There you go. So squeeze, re-squeeze up now. This is your target if you're in this. I just know I'm not trading today. I'm just so done with this. So done with it. Stupid. Just stupid. Hopefully next week's better. It's annoying because I'd love to actually participate in some of this, but I just don't like how they're moving it, man. It just feels way too dangerous for me to put risk on. So into your 800s, your next target is this up here, 83. Let's call it 835. $49 away from passing TPT. My first prop, and I'm trying not to do something stupid yet. Just don't do something stupid. If you're in this trade, if you took this dip here, or you found a way to get in here, well, I don't think they've really had any structure. But if you're in this, just make sure you don't want price to come back below this shelf that we just developed here. All right, it needs to hold that. Price needs to hold that. That would be my advice anyway. You'd need to see price hold that. So let's come back to it. So this is your level. It needs to hold this now. Failing to hold this level would mean another failed breakout. So this dip here needs to hold for you guys. So I'm just replying to emails because I've lost all interest. From the Apex account I won last week, I passed 1,500 into green on PA closing, taking my first payout. Hey, nice work. Nice work. Is the Apex website back up and running now? That's the other thing I haven't looked at. News coming here in 3 minutes. Maybe after news, we see what we get. Sorry, I'm to reply. So many emails here for people applying for that indicator, the free one that I've missed. Sorry if that's you on stream. I'm getting back round to you all now. So you're still holding that dip? For now, just remember you've got news coming. The book might start to thin out. And you've got some bids down here way, way lower into sort of 70s, 60s, and 50s. So just be aware of that. Market's gone to sleep now. Here comes the news then. They're trying to get up for this liquidity up here. This is your TP up here if you get into it. It's absolutely your TP if you get into that. Yeah, PCE. Just waiting for this print to see it. Delayed, can't see it. Checking the news. Anyone got it yet? No, I've not got it. Here we go. Michigan's out. Better than expected on Michigan, but only just. But that's not what we're really looking for. We're looking for that PCE print. Here we go. Consumer spending exactly in line. Personal income apparently a little bit better, but pretty much in line. 5-year inflation, a little bit cooler from Michigan. Consumption, 0. So 0, so under what they thought on consumption. PCE 0.2 forecast. Everything's in line, folks. Everything's in line. Nothing we can do with it. It should be priced in, that being the case. Should be priced in. Yeah, I mean, if you're long, you're still okay to be long. There's nothing to say to get out right now. It's just on a drift higher now. Nvidia trying to find a bid, still red, 0.5% down. Apple 0.08% down, but trying to find a bid. Rest of the market looks okay. Not making a high here yet on deltas. There's no strong buying up here yet. It might start to come though. Might start to come. This is the liquidity it's aiming for, but you're into supply now. You are into supply now, so it really depends if they can take out all this liquidity. The edge of the old previous week value would be up at 900. That would be the ultimate target if it can get there. Stuck at this supply. So first test of supply getting stuck. Like I said, your location to be a buyer right now is fucking awful. They've done it on purpose. Your best location was pre-market. They've given us nothing. Maybe a turnaround here, but very risky off that VWAP. But that's the turnaround. I wouldn't want to really be a buyer up here. But if you're a continuation trader, this is your trade. This is your first tap into supply. If you can get through this, liquidity here and here. But as you get into this, this gets thick. This is our first time coming into it. This is the weekly supply all the way back from Monday, the 3rd of November. So about 6 weeks ago now. Oh, my ninja's now frozen. Come on. It's a few days in a row. I might have to take off some of the stuff on here. You've got a feeling it's going to drop. Well, I mean, it's nothing more than a feeling. I would say you need to ignore feelings and do what the charts are saying. Still coming out for this liquidity. So here's your first grab. And there's your TP1 into here. Above this, 900s. All right, if it keeps going, 900s will be its target if it keeps going. So liquidity tagged. Sorry, I'm not even watching. That's how little I'm interested in this. I don't want to short it, and I'm not going to long up here, so I'm just sort of sat still right now. It's one of those where if I don't see what I want to see, it's not of interest to me. There's nothing to do. Any big lots above? Not really. Not really. It still looks like it wants to squeeze more, but you know, it's got that little. We've taken it once here. I mean, maybe we trade through it again. 900 is probably the target at the moment, but it's just like, how are you going to buy this up here? What's upset? I think what the reason I'm miffed is why do they have to keep doing this pre-market? Why do this move pre-market? They're such fuckers doing that pre-market. Like, they won't let us have it, and they have to do squeeze up and dump down. I'm like, I'm not playing that squeeze up, and I'm not playing that dump down. And then once we get to the level of liquidity, they don't give us an option here. They have to break out and retest. You're forcing me to buy the high of week to trade higher. Like, I just won't do it. I'd rather not trade than do that. Continuation to squeeze here. That's all we're doing. Delta looks good. Really good. I might grab a coffee here. Be right back because this ain't moving for me. All right, are they there yet? Still, they're trying to squeeze up to 900. Delta's still strong. Nvidia trying to go back red to green. You'd be watching that previous day close on Nvidia, and any pullback now which holds the sort of low 800s. 900 is very, very clearly the target here, folks. But you are in a squeeze. 4 micros long at 798. You're looking really good. So you should have pulled some off into 833s, and then 900's the next target. So hopefully you get it, buddy. No, I will not consider a short at 900. If structure shows it, sure. But this is all about you've got to understand that this market, all it wants to do is go higher at the moment. For whatever reason, their intentions are just to take this higher on low volume, and there's no strong selling. Now, if structure changes and we start seeing this market, rolling over or aggressively running through a load of stops and turning, yeah, but of course, but like all levels are those. They're levels, right? They're just levels. They're nothing more than levels. What matters is how we react into a level. If you got short at 900 because you like that level, and this market continues screaming and then goes for 25,000 and all the way up into this block, you're going to get butt hurt, aren't you? So it's more about, if we do something like this, okay, I'd consider it, but what's the trend on the day? Trend's up again after what? You got to think about this. 2 traps. There's your first trap. There's your second trap. They want to move higher, I'd say. So anything that holds this is going to continue to move higher. All they want to do is move higher. For whatever reasons, I've talked about it extensively on socials. All they want to do is move higher. We're just printing higher highs, high lows, higher highs, high lows. And anything that's not that is a trap for them to absorb. No, I don't trade gold. Let's see if there's a pullback here, whether they hold this old wick here or come all the way down here. But you can see this is developing as like, we're thick here on the profile, but we have quite a few nuggets here. This is never nice when they do this, because you never know which one they're going to hold. So it's kind of like them to develop a bit more volume at this point. I don't think they're done with it yet. I think any pullback probably gets absorbed. If it's a nasty pullback, probably even more of a trap to be absorbed. That would be my guess on what their intentions are right now. But like I said, I don't like buying high of week to trade higher. The trade, please don't move that. The trade this morning was pre-market. That was the entry for me, I would say, this morning. Some of you took this. I did talk about this entry, but I'm not I don't want to take that entry. But, unfortunately, they built this above. It would have been really nice if they were kind and built it here, so we could have at least had a bit cheaper. But this entry here was decent, and this is your trend up now. So maybe a pullback into here. But certainly it's too high in the day for me to think about doing much with. So I'd say you'd be looking, if you're still in this long, let's get rid of it, clean this up. Hello, there we go. If you're still in this long, you're looking for up here into 900. That's your next target. All right, 900 is your next target. And then if you get through that, We have got another block all the way up here above 25,000. So I'd say 25,000, sorry, 26,000 whole number, and then 26,080. First time we've seen a bit of selling up here. I still don't think it's done. Still think any pullback probably gets absorbed. VIX has just found a bid, its first bid on the day, but I don't know. Nice, John. Yeah, so you were in pre-market, 648. Yeah, you were in pre-market. Really not. I mean, that was the trade, like we talked about. That was the trade for you guys, this buy. Here's your signal, screaming buy. All right, there's the previous day POC, gap fill, previous day value area high. As soon as we reclaim that, that's your buy, and then we're off to the races. That's the smart money buys down there. Absolutely. Oh, get rid of that. We're going to need it. Thanks, John. Appreciate it, my friend. All right, so current value on the day is 814. So I'd say bulls will want to sort of protect that 814-ish. They won't want it trading back into value for the day. They want to start moving value up if they're going to complete a rotation. So that's what they're going to want. Nvidia couldn't go red to green. It tried and failed. Rest of the market's all green. VIX is starting to push. I'd be slightly concerned with what they're going to do with the options. If VIX starts breaking out through the New York Open, I'd be slightly concerned because we're going to start having huge divergences if it does that. Let me just check that this is on the right thing. -5. Yeah, I'd be concerned because if SPY's not pulling back and VIX is starting to like trade back upside, it's a bit weird. And again, I will just maintain, I think this whole market is just option dealers at the moment. And it's going to make it very hard to pull the trigger doing anything when we're just being run by 0 DTEs. But that's the market we've got, and we can't change it. So we're leaving volume trapped at this high again. The question is, do we hold value? This level here is becoming important. Current value on the session for me on NinjaTrader is 814. So yeah, around here. Bulls will want to hold around here, basically. If they can't, maybe you get a deeper wash. I'd say bulls will be looking to do something like this at the moment. So how we act at this volume above now is about to become key, folks. So this 50s, how we act into 50s is key. If they reject 50s, you might get the start of a rollover. If they reclaim it, then I would say this was a trap that we talked about and we're probably going to go higher, which is what you're starting to see. So they're starting to reclaim it. So if you're going to get this, and then I think you get 900s, right? So that's why I say a very bullish day right now. It's a squeeze out. So through the 50s or into the 50s, if they get through 60s, they should come and trade up. If they get through 60s, 60s is where all the sellers came in. Yeah, 60 all the way up to 65 is where the sellers came in. So bulls need to hold 50s and reclaim 60s. And if they get through 60s, there's a drive up. If they reject this volume here, I mean, I guess you could reject the top of the range, which would be slightly odd. If we reject this, then maybe a rotation back down into search for some of the structure. If they get through this, then obviously more upside. That's a good point, Willa. Let me have a look where we're at. Yeah. So 68, 69, SPY, key through that all-time highs. You're not far away. You're not far away. You're really not far away, are you? Crazy. Just seems like market makers want their Christmas bonuses. These hedge funds like, we need our Christmas bonuses. They've gobbled everything up. Yep, no worries, Adam. Failing to get through this volume at the moment for bulls, so it's starting to get a bit careful. I'd be a bit careful up here. If you were long from down here, make sure you've taken some profit. You should be trying to get up here into the 900s, but you'd want to see a push and a push soon. A push soon? A push soon. A push soon. If they don't get a push soon, they're going to get trapped up here. You definitely don't want to be a new money buyer up here. That's for sure. Not seeing that acceleration up here. We've just had a higher high on Delta without seeing a higher high on the market. So I'm slightly concerned that there's a passive seller now starting to absorb here for you guys who are long. You want to see this market break out, and it's got to do it soon. If it doesn't do it, you're going to get a deeper rollover because you're starting to build quite a lot of volume up here in this grey box. So if you don't see a breakout soon, I'd be very concerned because it means there's a passive seller who's now protecting 60s. Once you bust through 60s, you'll get a pop. But if you can't do that, you've got delta divergence with price, and that's problematic. And we can see they came flying in at 60s, and you have not been able to get back into there yet. You're having another attempt here, and you're getting stuck. I'd be slightly concerned here for you guys who are long. You're starting to get stuck. VIX still starting to move back upside, trying to get back to its New York Open. Be careful, folks. This has got a few danger signs going here. You made a higher high on Delta, not a higher high on price. You're stuck at 60. Through 60, I absolutely think you can pump. But at the moment, you've got a passive seller here. 60, 70, 75, they keep selling, and you haven't even got through the 60 to test those 70 and 75s yet. Structure is bullish, but wouldn't be surprised if they need to swipe it down before they do anything else. So just be careful. Manage your positions accordingly. I'm still flat on the day, doing absolute bugger all. POC now moved up here. Oh, don't like seeing that. You've traded here for so long now. This is being considered fair value. You want to be careful here. Now fair value up here. We're not seeing price move high. You're seeing delta divergence start to play out. I'd be very, very, very careful at this point. They've had numerous attempts to move it higher, and they're not able to. Where did that big cluster come in? 30s and 800s. Okay. So you're starting to lose it. Delta divergence playing out. You didn't reclaim that grey box. You're rejecting the grey box. We're going to can possibly trade all the way down here. We lack structure, really. There are a lot of nodes here, but if they want to drift all the way down, they will absolutely do that. If they're exhausted, they will do that. VIX back to that New York Open. Honestly, mate, this is not a good look, what you're seeing in the market. You're not seeing SPY at New York Open. This is, you've got major divergence starting to play out. Again, it's just options dealers. That's all this is. This is why I don't like these markets. It's really shifted this market from the last week of November, I'd say, the feel of this market has really shifted in how we're moving. It's becoming less and less technical and more about just gamma levels. We're not taking liquidity. We're just doing, one move straight one way, then stop, and then one move straight the other way. It feels, it feels bizarre. Doesn't feel, normal's not the right word, but it doesn't feel like the market we've had all year. It feels like there's been a major shift. I'd still say that grey box above you is key. You've now got point of control, the red line there. So that's fair value on the day. If you can't get back above that, there's going to be no more effort to move higher. So where's value on the day? 14s. So like I said, 14s will be the level. Bulls won't want to see it below. If we go back below that, you're back inside value and we can trade all the way down to 73. Might sound ridiculous, but that's what the market's showing. Here we go. They're going to test these 14s, are they? VIX just rejected New York Open. You need Nvidia to go red to green. That will really help you guys who are long. And you're not seeing that yet. Still 1/3% down. Relative weakness in Nvidia. It's not going to help. The biggest stock in the world has not been able to go red to green. Doesn't mean it can't. It's just at the moment it hasn't been able to. It's had a couple attempts at PDC and not managed to do it. Starting to see lower lows and lower highs here. Unless you reclaim this grey box, be very careful. Hopefully they can do it for you, but just be smart. I want this to get through the grey box and POC for you guys, because then you can get a squeeze out, which would be really nice. Didn't quite get to 14s. Still looks like it wants to be bullish, but it's this level up here which is key. And see where we've trapped. We've never been able to get back through this. That's your level. That's your over-under right now. Retesting it again. Be very careful if they fail here. This is them poking up to see if there's any more juice. You've made another higher high on Delta without making a higher high on price. It's another Delta divergence here. Yet again, it means there's a passive seller up here because it means that you're aggressively buying without the ability to move higher. So we know that there's passive selling here because Delta's coming in strong buy side and it's not getting follow through. So retesting point of control on the day. This is your level, folks. This level you're banging into. 50s and 60s. You need to reclaim that if you're still long. And that will open up a squeeze to 900s. So here's the attempt to get through it. Here's the attempt of 60s like we've talked about. If you get through this, you should make a new high of day. Get through this, you should make a new high of day. And they've got liquidity there to search for. You just want to see one like nice swipe higher for you guys and you will be good. No close above 60 still. Still looks good now. This is the level. This 60 is the level. Top of that grey box. Still no close above 60. You keep getting stuck at 60. VIX just turned around and made a new low of day. How can it do that in like 1 minute that I've turned around from New York Open? Fucking dealers, mate. Oh my god. It just whitlowed down 10 inside VIX. That is awful. That is an awful look. Yeah, initial balance now set. You're trading inside IB. You haven't poked outside of it. I think you will break outside of IB. It's just whether they need to do a trap first. You're now trading back at point of control. But this top of this grey box is the level, right? Get through this. I think you get a swipe up here. If you can get through this box here, all right, they've got stops here. If you get through this, you should see a swipe there. What you don't want to see is a move back under, and then you're opening up all this because you've got a double bottom down here. And my bias would now be potential move up into here, but they've got to get through this box. If they keep failing 60, it's going to be a major problem for the market. SPY just made a new high of day there. You've got divergence here as well with ES and SPY. I think with ES, let me just double check. Yes, so just be aware of that as well. You have some divergence here. ES and SPY made a new high day. NQ did not. Nvidia's going to have another go at going red to green here, folks. So this is key. Can Nvidia go red to green? If the answer is yes, then Nvidia goes green on the day. You might see a bit of influx on buying. It's very, very close now, 0.07% down. It just needs like a one decent push and it will do it. And then you might get your swipe if you're lucky. 0.05, it's trying. It's really trying here on Nvidia. They cannot get through PDC yet on Nvidia. They are trying. If they do it, then you should swipe 60 and get up to top of that red box. Top of this red box is the next liquidity to hunt for. Still not done it. You're still failing 60. New low of day on VIX. Market not making new high of day yet. Nvidia still can't get through its gap fill. Very, very, very close, but it can't do it. I can show you. There's your level. All right, it's been the level the whole time. It can't get through it. If it fails here, look what it's open to. If it fails here, after 1, 2, 3, it's open to a wash. They need to reclaim this. This is your problem in the market. The whole market is watching this guy right now. Hopefully it goes for you, but that's what you're watching. That is basically your 60 level, which you've been unable to break through all morning. It's back beneath the shelf now, which is a problem. Another high on Delta on the 5 minute. This is looking really dangerous, guys. I think you're going to be open to a big wash here. If Nvidia can't go and go soon, you're open to a very big washout. You got VIX at lower day, SPY's not breaking out through higher day, you can't get over 60, and Nvidia can't get through its PDC. Those are the levels. As soon as that changes, the market changes sentiment. But that is what's happening at the moment. And I don't like that you've just lost this up here. You've lost 50. You had the chance here. You've had 3 goes at it, basically. You've had once, twice, 3 times to do this move here, and it's starting to fail. I wouldn't say it's a short yet because you've not left it, but it's worth noting that you are unable to do this move. That's what the market's telling you. Nvidia now moving away from PDC. VIX found a bid at lower day. This is like so many warning signs in this market right now. You know what's going to happen? It's probably going to do the complete opposite of what it should. Yeah, you've had divergence with CVD. Yeah, if you look at CVD, you made a higher high on price on CVD and not higher high on price. Same with ES. ES made a higher high. NQ did not. So you got warning signs going off. You're leaving that shelf now. Look, you never got back over 60. So 14s will be the level, and if they, well, actually they won't now. They've shifted it, so I would say it can come all the way down to 786 now and below, and that is very, very possible. And the way we built volume out is not very nice. Yeah, I'd say we can come down to 770s. If it loses this, we can come right down because of how we built volume. A bit of a vacuum in here, so maybe you could argue a little bit higher, 780s. Yeah, it looks very dangerous to me. Very, very dangerous. Still no reclaim. You can't get. You're not even getting back into 50s now. Not even 40s. Here's your box. You're starting to get boxed in here. All right. Think about how many buyers are trying and trying and trying. They need this and they need it soon. If you snap this, that is very, very open. I wouldn't be short yet either, by the way. For me, you're probably, as long as you're managing your long from wherever you took it here, you're okay. But you don't want to see this crack. If you see it crack, it needs to reclaim it instantly for a trap. Otherwise, that rotation is going to happen because you've just shifted point of control up here. And everyone's buying this up here looking for that. And if they don't get it, they're going to be in trouble. Nvidia is moving further and further away from PDC now. It's failed that shelf again and now is moving downside. It's not a good look for the market seeing that when you got your number one name moving the opposite way, and VIX is now drifting back up to New York Open again. I'm just going to repeat what I've said all morning. This is an options dealers market right now. It's got fuck all to do with anything else. They don't care about anything else other than these options levels. For some reason, I can't tell you why, but for whatever reason, they are dictating the market right now. Very careful. If you lose this, you're very thin. You can swipe all the way down here. Nvidia selling. Be very careful. Those of you who were long, hopefully you've locked in. I'd be very, very careful about this just absolutely dumping right now. There you go. No, there's no one absorbing the book right now. Buying's been aggressive and they haven't moved higher. It's the other way around at the moment. If that changes, I'll let you know. But I think you're about to see potentially a swipe and dump here. Right into this new edge. They're just building out more volume here. Last chance saloon, I'd say, for these bulls. Spy's just got that look where if it doesn't hold, it's going to go to VWAP instantly. I think you're about to lose a bid here. Nvidia now 0.5% down. That's your problem. Your number one stock in the world can't get back through. It's not just a PDC. It's a massive level for it. It can't get back through it. They need that sentiment to change, and you're not seeing it. It's relative weakness. This is your last chance to do in this yellow line for the bulls. I'm going to get a refill of my coffee here. Taking it to blocks. All right, you've lost yellow line. You're in a problem here, bulls. If they can't reclaim that yellow line, that's the shelf that they built out a new shelf. So that's sort of 820. They need to reclaim it, otherwise it's game over. So this is these basically lows here. You're starting to see rejection here. Delta here was higher, so you've got a passive seller up here selling into it, and this is now your level. You've broken down under it. If they keep getting stuck here, this is going to happen. It doesn't look very good. It does not look good for you bulls now. Tone has shifted in the last few minutes. So if you can't reclaim, you probably should already be out unless you're managing a position from down here or something. And even then, you should have taken a lot of profit. But you are very susceptible to a washback that to view up. And it can happen fast because we're thin. We are very thin here. Look at this. This can happen in one swipe. There you go. So here comes the swipe. Good night, market. Back down to VWAP, and they'll see if they trap here and then reabsorb. Can we go lower? I mean, I'm going to just say something, guys. What? Do you not listen to yourselves and think, what a weird question? Can we go lower? Can we go higher? What am I going to say? No? Yeah, of course we fucking can. It can do whatever it wants. It's a weird thing to like say. Of course we can. The market can do whatever it wants. Of course it can go lower. Of course it can go higher. It can do whatever it wants. I find it so weird when people say that. Can we go lower? Yeah. Can we go higher? Yeah. Can we go nowhere? Yeah. Of course. Of course. Okay, so we just did that wash back into, well, towards this grey box. Didn't quite make it yet. So these are your levels now. Trade between these. Reclaim this. Bullish. Fail this. Rotation to this next box. It's so weird, man. Like, it's so weird. I'm going to just adjust this red box because it's looking a bit shit now. So let's just change this. There we go. No. What do you want me to say on ES? Can you guys not identify these? I think they're fairly obvious. There you go. There are your levels. There's your gap, which is standing out like a sore thumb right now. All right, there are your levels on ES. That's it. Simple, isn't it? Not hard, folks. Don't overcomplicate it. Well, this was a shit day. There's fucking nothing to do. I guarantee you we close the day higher after they've done fucking around with this again. Yeah, it's been a fucking shit week of price action. 2 shit weeks of price action, to be honest. We weren't here for one of it, but it's just crap. This is crap. Like, you need fucking balls of steel in this market. You need to be the guy that's like ignoring what's actually happening. Just go, yeah, fuck it, I'm bidding here, mate. Yeah, fuck it, I'm bidding here. That's what you need. Yeah, I'm bidding against every flush, right? And at some point, you're going to do that. And it's going to go, fuck you, and take you out. And that's the problem. You can pretty much throw technicals out the window on the flushes at the moment. I think that's wise, Troy. I think what you've just said is wise. Like, you took the short from the breakdown of volume to VWAP. We didn't even make VWAP, which is stupid in itself, and you've covered. I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah, can we go high from here? Yeah, exactly. No. All I know is the daily looks like the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Get out of here, mate. This is the most crooked market ever. You don't believe me? Let me just remind you of what's happened here. Let me just remind you of it. Oh no, don't move that. Nonsensical move up on holiday week. What day was it? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? It might have been this day here. Fake news. Was it Microsoft fake news? Yeah, only joking. We lied about that. Who's gone to jail for that market manipulation? No one. No one said a fucking word about it. We're just going to lie about something and take it higher, are we? Like, hello, hedge funds being naughty. Okay, so this is all they've done. Then yesterday, fake drop. Today, fake drop, just to run higher on a low squeeze out, low volume squeeze out. This is, I'm not messing with these guys. Like I just said to my wife next door, I'm going to stay flat in my swing account, and I'm probably not going to actively trade until we get to January, because my feeling is if they're actually going to be as dumb as to do this, retail's going to come flying in here, and then you're just going to see that in January, right? And I'll tell you why I'm saying that, because it happens every fucking time they're stupid enough to do this move to get their Christmas bonuses. If they do the move in December, we get the move back from January to March. If they do the move in December, we get the move back January to March. If they do the move, where's December? There we go. They do the move in December, we get the move back January and March. It's the same thing every year that they do it. If they do it at Christmas, here you go. December, January, March. All right, so I'm very aware of this. This is, if they do a Santa Claus rally in December, they always give it back. All right. If we don't, then I'm more open to January and March having a better push back up for a continuation. But if they're going to be stupid and this is all about, hey, where is my Christmas bonus? I need to get paid. Fuck it. They can get paid by themselves. So I'm not going to bugger around with them. Oh my gosh, look at this. ES is stronger. Yeah, well, Why do you think that is? It's breadth, isn't it? Breadth in the market. Market's too thin for me to have an interest in it. Like, you got to understand, guys, like how we're operating. Like, what is this? What is this? What the fuck is that? Where's the structure? Like, stuck. I said, if we lose this, it's gonna flush. Boom, all the way back to here. What are you gonna do now? How are you gonna bid off this? Who's got the bollocks to bid off this? Probably only hedge funds. All right. At some point, that stops working. This is the problem with the market. We're on a Friday. Like, no, I'm all right, thanks. Just let these guys do whatever the hell it is that they want to do. It's just weird. A weird market right now. It's it's beyond what I would call normal. There's a lack of volume. There's a lack of structure. It is all about the trap and not about anything else. Yeah, I know, Adam. Well, I just look at that and go like, what do you want me to do with it? There's too many fighting things right now, right? Like the hourly's broken out. So, you know, if we pull back and hold a base here, technically it's still bullish, isn't it? Right? It's a breakout and retest, but like I'm not bidding on that after seeing that up there. And this is what I mean. We're just not seeing alignment. There's no alignment in this market. Look at this. Every breakout sold. But bears then come in. Do we see a breakdown under a key level? No. We've never seen it. Every opportunity they've had, we've never seen it. Maybe next week they do that, but I doubt it, because at the moment, all this market's saying to me is every pullback is a bear trap to go higher. This is probably the same. It's probably the same thing. They don't have intentions on taking this lower, as in like higher time frame lower at the moment. But you can see they left this volume. You couldn't get 360. I kept telling you, divergence up there. If you crack this, there's a move back down into this block here. You're losing this block here. We're going to move all the way down into this RBS, which is a higher time frame RBS zone now. If you lose that and we go under New York Open, we're going to go, guess where? Back into previous day's value. All this is telling me is we're rejecting outside of value again. Are you joking, Lions, mate? Proof of consistency. Okay, well, I hardly even post these in here, but where are they? Last week, what did I take out last week? There you go. That was last week. When was the last time I posted? There's another withdrawal there. When was that? From the week before. One of my students, number 2 in Tradeify. Another one there. Another 2,000. Another one there. Another one there. Another one there. Another one there. This enough? Another one here. I even post it on the videos when I'm talking about the prop firms. Another one here. 105 days. Another one here. Another one here. Another one here. Another one here. Here are some more. Are we at a year yet? Not even anywhere near. This is only into August. Here. Here. Is that enough? Do you need more? Here. Here, these are all the people that fucking question me all the time. Here, like, and I've stopped posting because it gets stupid for my students. It would make you like push too hard. Here, there's another one. Here's another one. All right. Is that consistency enough? Here, these are all payouts, by the way. These are like, here. We're back to May now. Here, you asked for a year. I can keep going. Do we get the point? I think there's consistency there. Yeah. 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 It's there. It's there, guys. It's there. I don't fucking post about it all the time because it's not going to help your trading. But I get it. You want to know, does someone actually win? I understand. Yeah, when you're in the Discord, I normally, I post it if it's of value. I like posting my losers more in Discord than I like posting my winners because it actually helps people see. Like yesterday, I took a break even. I'd rather talk about those trades in managing risk than winning days. Where's the Lambo? Yeah, no Lambo. No Lambo. I don't know what to do with my investments right now. Honestly, I'm with what's happened in the UK. I really want to sell up. I really want to sell up in the UK. Okay, you're starting to see a bid on this RBS. Remember, this is what we just talked about. This can be like a hold of the hourly. This is the problem right now, folks. So everyone's come flying in short because you've seen this here, but this can still hold. And this is what we've done time and time again. This is why I'm like, on a Friday, do I really want to play these levels, right? This is technically resistance now because you're under it, okay, right here. This is the problem. Your alignment is an issue, right? If they trade back through this, remember how thin we are here, thin we are here. If we trade back through this, guess where we're going to go? Right back to this line again. And then it's going to be like, hey, bears, do you remember what we talked about? The bulls that are winning are the ones with massive bollocks right now who are willing to bid on this. That's not me. My bulls aren't big enough to do that against momentum. But if we come back up here, you've got to ask, are the bears going to defend this level? Because if the answer is no, we're going to make a new high. So bears have two levels here to defend. This red block here, and put this in for you so you can see it, and this block here. Right, that's where they need to defend. But this is a higher time frame RBS, and that's the problem that you've got in the market. Now, if we trade under this, I will tell you now, if we trade under this, we build liquidity here and we fail, we're going to come back for previous day's value. These must be cover points. If we trade under value, maybe we come back here. Do I still think we have unfinished business lower? Yeah, I think we've got unfinished business at, where's that low? Where's that awful low that we've left 3 times now? Where are you? It's here, isn't it? Is it this one? 200s? What do we? No, it's here. Sorry. 420s. I don't think we do that today. But my sentiment will shift if we start taking that out and staying heavy. Then I think we get a rotation into the old week's range. I don't think you see that today. We're on a Friday. But for the future weeks ahead, that's going to be the sentiment shift to bearish. But we'll talk about that in the newsletter. Prop firm payouts are consistency. Would understand if you show TradeZella or MyFX books. I think nowadays that prop firm payout makes you profitable trader. I don't use TradeZella or MyFX books. I've just showed you all the way back to May of prop firm payouts. You can go and see my consistency on videos that I post up. I understand your concern, but if you've just turned up and you're questioning it, don't do the course. I don't need your money. It's fine. Like it's up to you. That's not me being arrogant, but like I give you so much for free. You're here for free. You get the newsletter for free. Everything's for free. If you don't want to pay, don't fucking pay. I don't care. Like, I've just shown you like 6 months and you're still questioning. All my videos, every video about a prop firm, when I talk about prop firm, shows me passing and taking money out. Unlike all these other guys who just sell you stuff. It makes no difference to me, my friend. Like, it's okay. If you don't trust me, you don't want to do the course, don't do it. But I don't need to do anything for you. I don't know who you are. How do I get the newsletter? It's free in chat. If you just scroll up, there'll be a link there. Or if you go to the what do you call it? Smart link or whatever it is, it's on there. By the way, I would also say, like, even if I was the most inconsistent trader ever, and I've never taken a payout or any of those things, even if I was just absolutely dreadful, sorry, what did I give you here? What did we talk about here? What did we talk about here? What did we talk about here? I've given it all. But question me all you want. So we're trapped between these two levels now. Higher time frame, RBS, lower time frame, volume shelf. You're back inside the opening 15 minutes, and this is now going to flip. If we're here much longer, we're going to flip this point of control down here. Does funded legacy show profit? What's funded legacy? Oh, are you talking about funded next? Yeah, end of day. I don't think it changes to end of day. I think the only ones that I know that change intraday, I don't know if Lucid does. I think funded ticks does. I think. Yeah, I think funded ticks does. I think that might be the only one, though. Just catching up with some news here. Let's see what's being actually said. D7 talks. Is there another Cloudflare outage, or is that an old one that they're talking about? Volume on the right, CQG subscription to Tradeify. Well, I pay for CME data on TradingView, and I pay for the Pro account, so I don't actually know. But I would imagine, yeah. I mean, all this is anchored volume profile. I think as long as you've got a Pro account and as long as you're linked into CME data, whether that be through a prop account or paying for it, I think if you pay for it, it's like $8 a month on TradingView. You'll be able to get that data. VIX starting to try and break out here, folks. It's got a little bit of a gap fill above. Where is that line? 1590 to 16. 1590, big level on VIX. All right, so that's kind of the base that we based out on VIX, and we lost overnight. We've peaked back above it. We've come back under it. We're trading back into it again. The fuck is going on here with my hours? What? There we go. Where's the spiders? May very well come and check that 685 again on SPY. May very well come and check that again at gamma level. Yours is showing profit after the trade on the account. Henrik, do you mean when you're logged? Do you mean on the back end of the website? Is that what you're talking about? Would I take a long here? No. This is what I'm saying is the problem with the market. Momentum shifted, right? We're in strong sell momentum. Is it a possible good location? Location's possibly good. It's possibly good, but your momentum isn't. And this is how the market's operating. This is what they've been doing. So really, until you see this, I wouldn't think about getting long. And even then, it's going to be really tricky with how they built this out. There's a reason they're building it out like this. It's to make it really hard. Like, you know, is the location better? Yeah, it's an RBS zone, but have you shifted in any way at all? Has sentiment changed? No. This can still dive deeper if it wants until you get a shift. Delta is sort of flattened out. And there's still someone trying to bid down at 700, so with size as well. So let's see. There was one today, but I didn't see anything affected by it. Oh, that's the Cloudflare thing. Yeah, I didn't even know there was one. I just see the news come out on it. Volume is trash. Yeah, volume's been trash for 2 weeks. It's been trash for 2 weeks. I agree. Crazy jump on gold, is it? We seeing rotation out the market again? Yep. BTC probably seeing the same. Yep. Honestly, I just keep saying it's a dealer's market at the moment. They're just going edge to edge, edge to edge, edge to edge, edge to edge. These are not markets I enjoy trading in. Honestly, I'll happily wait till January. It's absolutely fine. I'm pretty exhausted from the year as it is. It's been a decent year. Have I underperformed? Definitely. I'd say where I've underperformed the most is my swing accounts. Waiting to get long with good size forever this year in the swing accounts. And it's just not come into a level where I felt comfortable bidding on the market. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. And I would say that's a big reason why we're squeezing up end of year, because I think hedge funds haven't made their bonuses. They're probably way short of where they need to be because they didn't get into the market at the right time. Same as me. Everyone waited for that pullback post-April, which never came, and consequently they're sitting on cash, and that's not good if they want to get bonuses. So it wouldn't surprise me if this whole thing the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks now has been about manipulating price so that they can size in for the move. Lion's Mane, fuck off then. Fuck off then, mate. Because I'm not promoting anything. I haven't talked about my course. You fucking have. I haven't talked about anything. I've been here talking about price action. You're fucking talking about it. So don't buy it. I don't fucking care. It makes no fucking difference. Why are you here then? Why are you here? We make this really easy. Fuck off to PW and everyone who sells you shit. You don't get to be here to learn from me. I have not sold you anything. This is easy. You're done. Fucking over these people. See you, mate. I've not fucking sold anything. I haven't talked about anything all day long other than price. So now you're banned from the channel and you don't get anything. It's fucking dumb, man. I'm thinking about buying your course, but I don't know if you're fleecing me. I haven't fucking told you anything. How am I fleecing you? It doesn't matter even if it does get to me. I'm not trading this. I'm not trading this shit today. But like, good luck. Like, who are you going to go and learn from? Who are you going to go and learn from? I love that you're going to go and watch some other guy who sat there actually fleecing you all day long. I literally never talk about my course. Yeah, I have. I've earned the right to sell what I want, like anyone has in life. But the funny thing is, I'm not here actually selling anything. I'm sat here talking about price action. What's the fucking point, mate? This world's fucked. It's got people like that in it. Doesn't even cost you anything to be here. You can be here and not do the course and not use any of my codes. I don't care. That's also fine. But what you're not going to do is sit there and fucking try and abuse me. Like, suck a nut. All right, coming all the way down to this New York Open now. All right, and if we lose this, so technically we're inside an initial balance day. If they want to complete a rotation today, they can do this. If we lose IB, like I said, I wouldn't be long here. Someone asked, would I be long here? I said the momentum is heavy. If they lose IB, where are they going to come? Well, here's your previous day value. All right, so this is yesterday's tight balance range. This is what we held in the pre-market. We held yesterday's value. Now, we got stuck up here. We couldn't get over those 60s. Obviously, I was telling you the course up here instead of telling you, you know, that you had delta divergence and that there's a passive seller and that if you can't move through 60s, it's going to be a problem. But no, I didn't tell you that. I was selling you a course. Okay, and then you failed here and you washed to where? Right to VWAP, where we said we'd fail to. And if you don't catch a bid here, we keep selling. One of you asked about getting long. And for free, I told you no, because momentum's still heavy. Now we're coming down to New York Open. If we lose that, we will come and gut check yesterday's value, where we found a bid this morning. Now, if we lose yesterday's value, it's a whole different ballgame. I wouldn't expect this market to go in free for all, but we can say that you never know what happens in this market. Someone said, can we go lower? Can we go higher? I laughed because of course we can. We can do whatever they want to do with it. This is what I keep trying to get into you guys. Market will do whatever it wants to do. But you know, I obviously made you lot pay lots of money to learn these trades and see them in front of you. You know, please give me all your money. That's what I've said all morning. Fucking hell, mate. Why do I bother? I'll make sure when I come here Monday, all I do is sell you stuff and I won't teach anymore. And you can just sit there and watch a couple squiggly lines on a chart. Maybe I take the opening range breakout on a guess for 30 seconds and you can watch that. And then maybe we just talk about a couple squiggly lines on a chart all day and we ignore all price. And maybe I'll just try and sell you my course all day long and sell you codes all day long. And then I'll be like everyone else. What a world we live in where this is how it is. Vic's starting to test that 15, 19, 16 level again. I fucking made you pay for that level. I told you, I'm not telling you that level unless you give me all your money. Jesus Christ, man. We talked about this. All right, we talked about this level here, this shelf. Right here. This is the shelf that it lost. This is what's key now. If VIX reclaims this and does one of these, this will push the market lower, all right, as in the S&P will start rotating lower. The other level I told you to watch out on SPY. Delta level. Gamma level. 5, right? Right here. This level here is key. This is their gamma level. Positive gamma above it. If they lose this, where's the rotation? It's to 82. That's the next level, all right? So the rotation, if they lose it, is at 82. If they look below and fail, then we come right back up and they will want to complete it, probably all the way to 90. It doesn't have to be today, but that's what they're trading between, team. Right? Again. Price alerts on SPY. 85, 82, 80. We talked about it. Lower expectations of price. I know, Jose, but you just wouldn't believe the amount of bullshit that I get on a daily basis. Like, I've got someone commenting right now on my volume profile saying, you don't mention your settings on the number of row sizes, where I know for a fucking fact I say in the video it's 1,000. And this is what annoys me. It's just like people, they haven't got the patience to go and watch the education and then they question you. Well, I know the answer's in there. It just drives me mad. Okay, so at the moment, they're trying to protect New York Open. That blue line, the bottom blue line on your chart is the New York Open. That's the bottom blue line on your chart. Yeah, gold selling off. BTC's been selling off. There was a big flush in the market. Someone called about it earlier. But again, for me personally, on a Friday, with how this market's operated the last 5 to 10 days, I'm not too bothered. I'm not too bothered about doing anything. From what I've seen this morning, I would have liked if this market had been very kind to us and it had waited and done this off the opening drive. I would have thought about a bid off previous day's value because I knew we built lots there, but we didn't. We opened up, went straight squeeze, gave the whole thing back, and then went straight upside. And the next buying opportunity was up here, and that is buying the high of week. And I'm not buying a high of week on a Friday. I will not do it. So there we go. It's a no trade day, and that's all right. No, nothing. No, I've literally done zero. Absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. To the point where I've closed NinjaTrader down. That's how uninterested I am. What brokerage would I recommend for what? Are you just trading futures, or are you trading, you know, stocks and swinging stocks and other assets? I would say it depends on that. If you're just trading futures, probably AMP or something like that. If you're going to look beyond futures, and you're going to start playing like the ETFs and some stocks and things like that, I would look at things like oh, why is my brain not working? TradeStation. Sorry, I had to get my head in gear. I would look at things like TradeStation. I would look at if you want something cost effective, you can always go the retail route. Things like 212 and Webull and stuff like that. But I'd say if you want a professional setup, yeah, things like TradeStation. If you're going to focus more on stocks like I don't know who the big players are anymore. IB maybe. Thinkorswim, yeah, is Thinkorswim still good? TD Ameritrade, I don't know. I hear mixed things. It used to be very good back in the day. It used to be the one to go to. That and Trade Zero for small caps. So I used to trade on Trade Zero, and I used to swing on TradeStation. All my stuff now I do on trading 212 for my big swings. Because being from the UK, they are very tax efficient for me. But it all depends. All depends what you're looking at. Like in terms of what products and what kind of trades you're going to take. If you're looking to to take swing trades on commons, then what I would say is you just want something where you're not paying a lot for a round trip. That's probably the best thing. So probably I would say Thinkorswim probably is still good for that. I know Thinkorswim also have good option chains, or at least they used to. I haven't looked at it for a long time. Charting used to be really good there, and then everyone moved to TradingView. It used to be the go-to for charts. It used to annoy me because I couldn't get it when I was from the UK. I couldn't get it. Canadian base, isn't it? TD Ameritrade. Love that, Jeff. I love that, Jeff. Congrats, mate. Nice work. Nice work. All right, so far, you're protecting. Where's this low? All right, you've got delta divergence here. So we have positive delta from here to here. All right, so delta made a higher high here. So we've got aggressive buying starting to take place here. All right, we have aggressive buying starting to take place here. No doubt about it. All right, because we made a higher high on cumulative delta. If I have a look at the footprint, where did that strong selling coming in? Yeah, they got absorbed. So we saw strong selling at 706s, 696, and definitely 692 and under, and that all got absorbed, and we're starting to trade upside. So we had a bid come back in over 700. So let's just see. But you've got point of control. Like I said, point of control will flip from here to here because we spent a long time. That's what you're starting to see this here. It's going to get messy in between this. This is the battleground now, right in here. Right now, if bulls reclaim that, there's potential for a squeeze high. There's no doubt about it. But that's what they've done the last few days. Maybe they don't do it on a Friday. Took the rejection from VIX. Nice. Yeah, it just failed 16s, didn't it? We just talked about it. That trade up to 16s. Yeah, I don't blame. That's how I feel. That's why I'm not trading it. I've got zero trust in this market. Zero trust in this market. What I know is, like, just based on the daily. Where's your screen? Based on the daily, right? If we're doing this drift up off this, and everyone's like, low volume doesn't matter. It does. Yeah, it does, because if there is a reason for them to sell here, if they find a reason to sell here and they sell with high volume, right? High volume, guess what's going to happen? Night, because there's not a lot in here, folks. Any structure we're looking at in here, we can see it's low volume. If they sell a high volume day, we are going to give back most of this move, right? Low volume, low volume, low volume, low volume, low volume. If they come in with a catalyst and a reason to sell, big if, but if they do, it will be back down here in one day. In one day, because where are we? We're at 700. Do you think it's that hard to get back to sort of 200, 500 point move? It's not that hard, folks. It's not that hard at all for them to do that. That is my concern with the market here. So I'd say now, looking at this market, bulls need to defend 715s, just based on what I'm seeing in the tape. 715s. All right, they came flying in at 715s. You have an imbalance from 720s to 715s. If bulls hold that, you can see a rotation, right? This kind of little nugget here, that's where bulls need to defend. Failing to hold this will just allow a swipe all the way back down. Again, no position for me. I'm definitely not putting a position on today. Too rolled up. Too many people pissing me off today. It's the same thing that I'm seeing with like people trying to say like Rips is trading paper. It's like the guy's trading fucking 50 lots on NQ and gold. Do you know how much size that is? Do you know how much size that is? And they're trying to say he's paper trading. It's laughable. And he gets animated and annoyed like I do when people say stuff. And then they try and take the piss. It's like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. Rips is a legit trader. He's trading fucking ginormous size for a retail trader. And he's retail. We're all retail. He's trading massive size on the book. And you can see it when he gets in. Anyone saying stuff is just... They just don't... This is what I have to remind myself. People on the internet don't know what they're talking about. Stupid don't know it's stupid. All right, they didn't defend 15s here. The only place left now is where those sellers came in with size, which is 95 and under, 95 down to that 83. And we're just going to go back into rotation by the look of it here. And we're probably going to do a dance from 95 to 720 until it makes a decision. Heath Edger, no. Zero chance. Yeah, Rips has. Rips was up 320 grand on gold on earlier this week and couldn't close out because he had too much size on and CME couldn't get his position out for him. Legit. Anyone saying it wasn't him, like he recorded the whole thing, it's clearly him. Everything matches. And then like people are trying to battle with him over it. Like he is a legit trader. Whether you like his trading style or not is completely irrelevant. He's trading big size on the book. And he's up like 1.4 plus mil this year, maybe even more. It's probably peanuts to him compared to what he wins at the casinos, to be quite honest. Yeah, he just trades momentum and order flow with size. And he's earned that right, folks. I remember him trading small caps way, way back in the day when Atlas was king, if anyone knows those times. All right, more downside here. And if you lose initial balance here, your purple line, all right, then previous day value area high is very, very possible all the way down into here, folks. All right, and we might come and test that. VIX back through the 16s. Just be careful now. All right, like I said, if VIX holds above 16 and starts spiking, it's going to be a problem for the market. And it's starting to go. All right, so if you were short in this, like I said, for me, there's no long in this. There's still momentum's trading downside. Here are your cover points. This is a big one here into 23. All right, that's PDC and its current previous day value area high. That will be a cover point. If they start slicing through, if for some reason they've spent all week doing nonsense and they go risk off today, then we have to think about, I think it was that 200 level, wasn't it? I've got to remind myself now. We're back, all the way back here. Where was that bottom? There was that. Yeah, this guy here, 420s, right? We have to remember 420s, big level. That's sentiment change if we get it. It's a long way away right now. Should be night. Yeah, it might well be night. Willa Williams, but who knows, eh? Who knows? Right, I'm going to use the bathroom. Be back shortly. All right. All right. You're retesting current value area low on the session now. Let's have a look at this book. Yeah, exactly. Who just said that? 685. Willow Williams. That's it. That's your level. All right, that's the level. If you trade under 685, then 682 is possible. That was the level from the last few days. All right, so 685 is that sort of dealer's level that they're trying to hold. Again, you know, obviously you have to pay the course to find out the level of 685 for me. I've made that clear. I'm not going to tell you without you paying me money. Fuck me, man. It's still in my head. It's just fucking madness. I was gonna do a giveaway today, but I'm at this point just so riled up. But yeah, we'll do a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway at lunch. We'll do another 20 minutes, right? And then we'll do a giveaway for you guys. I think that's fair. But no, you can only get the Apex giveaway if you're giving me all your money first. Oh. Fuck me. I don't know how celebs deal with anything. All right, you're starting to see it try and reclaim current range for value on the day. You're starting to see a little bit of reaction from SPY. It's a little bit early yet, I would say, but it's trying. It's trying to find a reaction there. Oh, God. There's a sell side imbalance. If they want to trade all the way up to 720s at the moment, they can. They can come up there. That's where they last came in. Or was that New York open 80s? And they need to get a close under 80s and under IB. If you do get a close under those, then I think there's a chance to move lower here back to value. But at the moment, it really depends how they operate. Here's the move back down to IB. And I think if you start to see sell side pressure come in underneath this, I think you get quite a nasty wash, to be quite honest with you. Big if, but that's what the if is. That is what the if is. If they can close under IB, I think you can potentially get a wash back down to here. This is a sensitive area. You wouldn't want to be a new money short, but like if they start rejecting this and they rotate, then if some of you are already short, no, we'll do just a draw in 30 minutes. I'll just give you a word that you write into chat, and then we'll do a draw for it. It'll just be selected by random. It's trying to get to 685, yeah. SPY. Well, it's there or thereabouts. You know, they might protect it. If you were short, you'd be covering into this, and if they're going to hold it, they're going to start accumulating in and around here. If SPY fails that, it's got a gap fill to 684.40, and then previous day high 683, or 683.60s, and if we wash 682, that's the gamma level. If they wash it. VIX wants to retest PDH. Man, this keeps... What is going on with my timing on here? Yeah, 1618 is the level to watch on VIX. 1618. Break through that, you suddenly get room up to the 1656s. So that's the level on VIX. So if it keeps bidding above 16, market, like, we might need to pull back on VIX back towards the 16, but if it keeps bidding above it and breaks through 1618, then the market's going to get heavy. But, you know, we are at a sensitive level. Look, we're at value for the day. We're at initial balance. We've swept the low already. This might want to turn inside and test this little pocket here. Right, we said like 1720. We've got a sell side imbalance. If it wants to come up here, it can. How it acts there then becomes key. Remember, it's always about how it acts when it gets to a level. Definitely wouldn't be long right now. Market's still been heavy. It's not shown that it wants to move upside yet. Only thing I would say is there's been aggressive buying. All the time we've been down here, there's been aggressive buying. Because you're not seeing lower lows on the CBD. Seeing the opposite. You are seeing aggressive buying here. So there is divergence down here, but we just have to see what happens. I mean, for me, it means that there's a hidden seller walking it down, trying to move it lower for now. That's what it means for me. But we'll see. Where's that imbalance I said? Oh, we're up to 1720. 17? 720. 1720. 720. Here we go. Here's the lift up to 7. And 720 is the top of that imbalance. So how they up there becomes key. SPY already back through its New York Open. And VIX coming back down to that 16s that we just talked about. So I have to see if VIX can form a higher low here or not. I still think there's potentially a hidden seller here trying to walk price down, but we will see. We will see. If the market starts breaking out, he'll get trapped. I still think price wants to probably move lower. It's just whether it needs a shove up first. We've been in a sell ever since we put in that rotation formation up here. All right, ever since we had the delta divergence here, we had this here, and delta was doing this, which means we had a passive seller because he had aggressive buying, failed to move higher. That 860 was the level. As soon as you lost this shelf, we talked about if you fail to hold that, you're going to wash. There's the wash. And since then, it's just been a walk down, right? If shorts get trapped here, yeah, sure, we might see some relief, but I wouldn't really be long until you get well above this now. Market's in a rotation. We've been in a rotation the whole time. Is this a higher time frame RBS? Yeah, but we're trading the lower side of it. Momentum's been heavy, so maybe they come up to here and then wash. Maybe they just fail already. Well, I'll watch the tape and try and call it for you, but it's been fairly thin volume-wise. VIX finding a bid at 16, like we just talked about. Again, give me all your money because I give you a level. Make sure you give me all your money. That's never going to get boring for me saying that now. I'd say 720 is the level that bears will need to defend. 720. If they don't defend that, they're opening themselves up for a bigger move. 720, I would say, is the level in this pocket. And if we drift, well, IB to VWAP, maybe, but I wouldn't be playing that right now. VIX starting to lose 16s here. It can still hold a bid on that level, which was sort of 90-ish. Defended the edge of this. Like I said, 1720 is where they have to defend. They didn't even allow it into that little gap. They defended the edge of this right here. It's a good defend from bears. Oh, stop being an arsehole, honestly. So far, you're not seeing any follow through underneath 85 on the SPY. All right. If you see follow through under there, there is a flush moment, probably to fill the gap. We haven't filled the gap in the New York session yet to PDC, and if they get under there, then I'd be watching 82s. But bears are still in control. Like I said, look, here's the defend. Look how simple volume makes this for you. There's the defend. They could have let it come all the way up here. That's what I was saying. As long as they defend 820s, there's potential for this rotation. But you're gonna have to watch the spiders. What is that level on SPY? PDH? Nope. Previous day New York Open. Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm just having to check a level there. Why is it easier? It's not that it's easier. It's that when it comes to options, the biggest traded market is the SPY. So I'm just using that as a guide. I hate doing it, Awani, if I'm honest. Like, it's very rare that you'll hear me talk about that. But because I know it's that's in control of the market, I have to pay attention to it. That's all it is. Normally, I wouldn't give a rat's ass about it. But just because I know that is what's having such a big impact in the market at the moment, I'm giving it a little bit of respect, let's say. Let me just close this door. Wife just got home. You'll give me $5 if I pass this combine next trade. What? You're in a combine. How much do you need to make? Can't get below this initial balance. This is the level. All right, bears need to get underneath this for that wash. If they can't do that, they must defend this. If bulls reclaim this, squeeze out is possible. 500. Oh, mate, don't force it. Don't force it. It's nothing. One good trade to get you there. Let the market fanny around for a bit and trap some participants, and then you can get involved. Alex, that's dead on. SPX is a huge market that pushes other markets around. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So defending that level again, bears for now. I just want to see if they lift and let it through to 20s, but at the moment, they're not letting that through at all. What's this alert going off? Coinbase just telling me that crypto's getting destroyed. Yeah, no shit. So still bears defending that level, but still no follow through for them yet. We have seen like an increase in buying delta start to step in on the tape recently, but this candle here is going to be important this next 5 minutes, I think. Bulls defending 92 right now. That's their level, is 92. 92 to 85. There are definitely shorts caught at that low at 57. Strong selling into 57. So they are caught under 57 right now, the bears. Are they going to fill this guy up to 720? Looks like they're going to try and get into that little gap that we talked about. And I'd say this is the area here to make for it to make a decision. Bears going to have to defend here or hereabouts. If they let it through, then we're going to go straight to VWAP. VIX at that key level now, 1590s. So I'd say this is your level, 20s. If they let it through here, there's a squeeze potential to come straight up to point of control, VWAPs, all these kind of areas. Bears will want to defend these 20s here. And if they can't do that, they're going to be in trouble. And we're just going to be in an IB rotation, aren't we? We've failed IB high, failed out IB low so far. That's all we've done. Failed both sides. Pretty lame. What does that remind me of? Oh, every day this week. Every day this week. Set the high and low early of the day and then just grind it all back. All right, almost at that 20 test. Have we done it yet? There or thereabouts. All right, and this is the level. They're going to have to defend this, Bears. Otherwise, we're going to start chomping through up to 40s. Now or never for you, Bears. If you don't see this trade lower now, you're going to be caught in a squeeze, I think. So there's the trade through the 20s. So Bears not doing a very good job. So now Bulls will want to take it up to VWAP and then up to 55 if they can. My phone keeps pinging off here. Big, strong buying delta coming in here. Oh, it's the same market again. No follow through. Just going to stay inside balance all day. It's just a balanced range market. Can see some news hitting the wire here. What's this? Oh, you got Trump talking. Trump's talking, folks. Be aware of that. Well, fuck knows. All technicals go out the window now that he's talking. Who knows what he's going to say? Probably cancel all tariffs and you're back to highs in no time. So there's your VWAP. So they didn't defend 20s like we talked about. Then you're going to get to VWAP. There's your VWAP. Last chance saloon. And if Bears can't defend this, then probably up to this next block here. And if they get through that, then the rotation's all the way up to these 820s. All right. So that's what you're looking at right now. And did SPY get under 85? No. What did we trade down to on SPY? 85. Literally traded down to 85, the gamma level. You know what I'm going to say? Should I send my accounts? Should I put my accounts in? Buy the course, buy the course, buy the course, buy the course, buy the course. Give me your money, buy the course, buy the course, buy the course. Ah. Are we into lunch yet? Can I get out of here for this week? Oh, can I just leave? Guess who's in control of the markets? It's the options dealers. Fucking couldn't have made it any clearer. This is why I'm not trading, because the option dealers are controlling the whole market right now. Mad. I can't remember a time where it was like this. Whereas it was about just these levels and these levels only. I cannot remember that time, but that's what we've had this week. 680, 682, 685 is just all we've had. And like I said, every single flush down, it just gets gobbled up at the moment. So rotation IB to VWAP, bears have lost all control right now. And if we get above this red box, there is a giant squeeze possible. And you have Trump talking and you're into lunch. So just be aware. If he's saying anything of interest. We have meetings set up. After the event, we will discuss trade. So there you go. Trump saying he's going to discuss trade with Canada and Mexico. That will include tariffs. So there you go. Getting there, John. Yeah, getting there. I made good impact on it yesterday. So what I got done on the course so far? So far, I've recorded auction theory, volume profile, profile shapings, developing profiles, Bookmap, delta, and delta divergences. The next thing for me to do is footprint and then to put all the setups together for you. So there's probably 2 big modules left. Can I explain what I mean by when the option traders are in control? Yeah, absolutely. All right, so if you watch the options chain, where's my spy? All right, if you watch the options chain, all right, this level here, this grey box, right, was a call wall, which became a put wall. All right, what it means is dealers don't want price to trade under there. They don't want puts to come under there. Before that, it was this here. It was 82. It was actually the top of this. All right, it was 82. All right, this was the put wall. They didn't want price to come under it. They've saved it every time. So they moved the put wall from 82 to 80. Earlier in the week, it was 680. All right here. All right, they did not want price to come under this because if price comes under this, dealers lose. All right, and retail options players win all the money. All right, so this is literally all that's dictating this market right now. 80, 82, 85. That's it. That's what's dictating this whole market. And I'm serious. It's the whole market is being dictated by these 3 levels at the moment. It's why I'm like very, very skeptical on a Friday to think about doing anything. But I mean, look at the low. Look at the low we just hit on SPY. 85.02. 85.02. It's just how it is. It's how it is, folks. It's why I've lost interest in the market at the moment. I'm not an options. I don't trade options. I hate having to watch the options, but I'm having to at least give it some attention after each session to see where they're trading. When did I say everything will be ready? I didn't exactly what you said, but more interested in your understanding. When will everything be ready for the course? Hopefully this side of the year, but I lost 2 weeks to COVID, so I don't know. Hopefully this side of the year, if not definitely for January. I trade options and your strategies work on options. This is my testimony. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it should work for everything. It's just that you're going to have to pay attention to other levels. How do I look at the options? You have to check out something like anything which is offering you the key gamma levels, the biggest gamma levels traded. So you could use Men for Q, you could use Cheddar Float, you could use Tide with unusual whales, you could use is there one called Wave or something like that? There's loads. You could probably even use it on TradingView. TradingView has a way of checking out the levels as well, doesn't it? For let me have a look. Let's see if I can find it. Options. Where's that gone? Is it going to show it to me? patterns. Never look at it on TradingView. Who can tell me where it is on TradingView? I thought it was at the bottom here. Products. Some of you use it. I know some of you do. Do I trade ICT concepts? Not really. I mean, I pay like I guess you could say I pay attention to what you would call S&T and I would call divergence, and I guess you could say I pay attention to what you would call fair value gap and I would call an imbalance. But you know, I would be paying more attention to that imbalance by using actual footprint, right? Because you have a rough area, I'd be able to see an actual area. So yes and no, I guess. I mean, what you call a breaker, I would just call an RBS. You know, I don't know what else to say. The wall icon on the lower right of TV, the wall icon. I don't see it. Maybe I have to. Are you on the app? I'm on the app. I don't see it. Screeners, calendar. Where is it next to screeners and calendar? Maybe I have to make this bigger. Maybe I have to go to something which has an options chain available. Let's suppose I had to trade here. Would I buy or sell? I wouldn't do anything. You're at VWAP. Do I have to do something here? Okay, let me have a look. I'd probably sell. I'd sell. I'll show you why I'd sell. Because I think you've got a passive seller on the book. So, all right. We've got aggressive buyers trying to break out. And if we pivot to here, price is not moving higher. I think you've got a passive seller on the book. So I'd sell. There you go. If I had to do something, I would sell. Because I think you've probably got a passive seller on the book, forcing price lower at this point. Do I think it's a good position to sell from? No, I don't. Because structurally, we're starting to go back the other way. But we just failed VWAP. We failed this shelf. There's aggressive buying, and we're failing to move higher. So if I had to do something, I'd sell, because I think there's a passive seller here. And if that passive seller absorbs the whole tape, then everyone who's been aggressive buying is going to be forced to be a seller. And if we take out the low, where are those sellers trapped from? All right, there's sellers trapped under 58. But if we start taking out 700s and think there's potential for a move lower. But do I think it's an A+ trade? No, definitely not. But like, if you basically saying I have to flip a coin and make a decision, that's what I do. Exactly, Troy. The waffle icon on the lower right TV. Waffle, circle with dots. Circle with dots, circle. Oh, yeah. But then it's not bringing it up when I click it. What I want is to see the actual exposure levels. More on option. Won't open that up. Maybe I need to reset this. Maybe that's what it is. Do I ever use MACD or RSI? I don't. I don't use MACD or RSI. You can. I'm not against using it, but like if you were gonna use it, I'd use it on the higher time frames, and I'd be looking for divergences. So like if you were going to use like RSI on a higher time frame, and you could see a divergence there, it'd be interesting. VIX is dumping. Not for me. It's just found a bid. It's just found a bid off the New York Open. I think you're behind. It's trading at 1590. I know, Phenom. I know. But it's easy to say, but when you wake up to every day people saying stupid shit on videos or on Twitter or on your live stream, it gets pretty tiring. It gets pretty tiring. Eventually, if it continues, I'll tell you what, if it continues and it starts to affect my trading, all that happens is that I'll just trade for the guys in the community and not anyone else. Right, so that short at the moment looks okay-ish. Is reverse AMD a thing? What? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean reverse AMD? Into lunch here, folks. I think I'm going to call it here. No trades for me today. No trade day. It's all right. Is what it is. No trades during the stream. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to even touch it later. Come back Monday, see where we close today. I think there's some weakness in the market at the moment, though. Like I said, I think there's been aggressive buying here and you haven't moved higher. All right, so there was a bit of a squeeze out, like we talked about. If the shorts lost the 720s, you'd see this squeeze out. But in this big buying here, there's a passive seller. So they tried to move higher and they failed. And they tried again here and they failed. And they're trying again now. You're going to need to see this market break out. And if they can't keep doing that, if you keep seeing aggressive buying, which is what I'm seeing and us not move higher, it means there's a passive seller on this book. And if that passive seller is able to hold price down and all these buyers get trapped, right, and you get this move under here, I would not rule out this. Right, I would not rule out this for the rest of the day. Now, if we get above here, yeah, absolutely squeeze back out. And this is just not a location you really want to trade at around point of control. Right, this is the most traded level of the day. GG, you're looking for a liquidity break? Yeah, you might get it. Again, like just set, guys, it's really easy. Set price alerts at 685. If you get continuation on SPY under 685, market will start to bleed. Yeah, so that can be like not necessarily a trigger, but it's like that will help with your sentiment. Like one of you asked me what I would do right now. If I had to pick a decision, I'd be short right now, only because I can see these aggressive buyers are not getting anywhere. That's the only reason. So if I had to pick something, if you like, gun to head, what would you do? I'd be going short. Villon just said long 10. I mean, I've told you what I think. I think there's someone selling into your moves. I don't think I know. I can see it. There you go. Pay me your money. Give me your money. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. Have a good weekend, guys. Oh, it's funny. I'll see you all on there next week. Trade safe. Just remember, like I talked about, options dealers. You got to watch this 685. If you double bottom at 685 and find a bid, then that'll be the end of it, right? That'll be the end of it. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys next week. Be safe over the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Come on, Lando. And thank you. We did say we'd do a giveaway. We did. I forgot. Let's do a giveaway. Yeah, I'm here every day. Monday to Friday. Pre-market, 9:15 New York time. Okay, we go over what I'm looking at and why. Let's do a giveaway. Yes, you're right. I know you're all right. Okay. Some of you doing it already. I haven't got it ready yet. Give me a second. Okay, type FZT in chat. You only need to type it once. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Sorry, folks. So sell delta starting to come in here. So you're starting to see a few aggressive sellers stepping in. Now, I would say if all these aggressive buyers get flipped, they're going to get in trouble. Yeah, every day, Evan. Every day. Two more minutes, guys. If you haven't typed it, just type it once in chat. That's all you got to do. Starting to see that selling. All right, let's pull this winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Henrik. Are you here, Henrik? Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Nice. All right, dude. Shoot me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. I'll get you set up with a free Apex account. All right, get you set up with a free account. info@flowzonetrader.com. Just make sure you send me a screenshot of your YouTube so I can see that this is you on your username with you logged in. You don't understand half of what I'm saying, but you can learn from me. Thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, you're welcome. The more you'll hear, the more you'll understand. The more you hear, the more you will understand. All right, team, that's it. Done for the day. We are out of here. And be careful if you're going to hang around on a Friday. As you get closer and closer to the close, the options are going to get more and more wonky. Just be aware of that. And yeah, I'll see you all Monday. On Monday. Trade safe. Peace and love. Be kind to each other. Use hard stops. All that good stuff. Take care.